Yo, what's
Welcome
up?
to episode 1001 of the UniGen pod. I know what you're thinking. Last one didn't count. It was
So what was last one?
zero or something. Negative.
You saying that Jason was 0?
Off to a flying start. Off to a great start. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We're so appreciative. Appreciative of all the responses and comments that you guys made. We hope that it was helpful. Hope this one will be even more.
I hope
helpful.
so too. I heard that we had more than 600 views for the last one. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Apparently on the Insta.
Now I'm stressed.
Apparently that's where it's at.
If I say nonsense, it really goes out.
We were shocked. That people watched it. Do you have a theory about the 600 views?
Yeah, out of these 600 overviews, 500 of them belongs to Jason Chia.
Yeah.
Can't help but marvel at his own wisdom.
Maybe it was his wife.
I don't know.
Just enjoying it. Anyway, I am here with the wonderful, beautiful, our beloved XP, newly minted and crowned. Actually, we're here on location. No longer the bachelor pad, sadly. We'll be back, I'm sure. We're in the secret lair of Pastor Joshua. This is where the magic happens. This is where you prepare sermons, right?
Yeah.
That's why this should be a very anointed conversation. Pastor Josh is our executive pastor. Cool. Just waiting for you to correct me. And of course, he's no stranger to many of us. Pastor Josh oversees many of our things and services and office and departments. We'll put up a list. Like a Star Wars intro, like but we're so privileged and thankful that you're here, Pastor. Anything you want to say to the cyberspace?
Hi. Thanks for dropping in. Hope this will bless you.
Yes. That's why we're here.
Yep.
Not to talk about. Okay, cool. Now, every guest comes with. We start off with something useful, and hopefully we end with something useful. And in between, stuff happens. What's your recommendation for someone to grow, or to help someone in their journey of faith?
Well, the Bible is good. That's a great start.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. That's close. Let's pray.
Now, of course, the Bible is the key. Yeah. And of course, for some of us, if you are, maybe you're thinking about some books to help you in your journey. Heaps of them. Thought I'll just recommend a few to us. Undercover by John Bevere. Yeah, I think this is a very good book that teaches us about one principle, I guess, in our spiritual journey that sometimes can be buried under, and that is about submission. What it is to submit to God, what is it to submit to His Word, and what is it to live a life of submission. And it can be a tough book to read if you are willing to take some hard words and be willing to be challenged by that. I think this is a good book for you to consider.
Great book. What was the toughest part for you?
When I read it, I think I was quite submissive already. So
tough for you, not tough for the XP.
I think there were a lot of good reminders about trusting God, even though it is within your own right to get things right. I think that was a tough one. You have to trust God that in His timing He will make it right. And not try to fight your way through.
Good word.
Yeah, and that is more God just. It's a God thing that tells you to wait when you can act. That's one.
Thank you.
Another is
there's two.
God's big picture. For those who like to, I guess, understand more about the Bible and where different parts link in together. This was recommended to me by one of my friends who is a Bible college student, and he gave me this book, and I really appreciate that because that really helped me to put different things together. If you want to know more, if you are a leader watching this, sorry man, this one, hopefully you can see this. Dave Kraft wrote this book, Leaders Who Last. How to have longevity in your leadership. I think that's a great book as well. I think I read this book at a time where, I don't know, maybe about 10, 11, I forgot. Quite some time ago. And I remember reading it on the plane, and I couldn't put it down because it really spoke not so much into my situation at the time, but rather reminders, and I think to help me to major on the major in leadership.
Great.
So I think that really helped me a lot too. So hopefully some of these materials, some of these resources that will help you in your personal spiritual journey.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
This book reminds me of you.
As in, I don't...
Because you're last.
As in, I make all those mistakes.
Do you know what? I read this book on the plane with you. Were we reading it at the same time?
I have no idea.
I was reading it when we were taking a trip.
To Canberra?
I think, Philippines.
To Philippines?
Yeah, it must be Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
I love this book. Actually, there's this line in this book. A leader is... I shouldn't have tried this. A leader is someone with a magnet in their hearts and a compass in their hands.
Wow.
When speaking about purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yep.
Dave Kraft is...
Dave Kraft.
Yes. He's a
Via
winner.
Crispy.
He's a fanboy.
I actually don't know who he is, but it's a great book. It's a great book. All right, let's dive into it. Thank you for the recommendations.
No worries.
Fantastic recommendations. In fact, can I borrow that? I wouldn't mind checking that one.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Who's your friend? So generous, giving you. Must be nice.
Can't review the secret. Yeah.
Okay, we are in this season of church life. Pretty significant season. It's a season we go through like this pretty much every year because it matters so much to us. Around after Easter, I think the last few years, we've been talking about next steps and all these things. So we're in this sermon series actually called DiscipleShift. Help me out here, Pastor Josh. DiscipleShift. I was going to get Pastor Josh to say it really quickly 10 times, but it's not that type of podcast, guys. Don't know what you're expecting now, Pastor. So we talk a lot about this, actually. We've talked about it for years. Why is this so important, to us as Christians? And why is it important for us, in our church? Why now? Why do we spend so much time talking about this?
Yep. Okay. Yep. I think discipleship is always the core of who we are as a church.
Yep.
Discipleship is the core of the Great Commission.
Yep.
And as a church, we want to fulfill the Great Commission.
Yep.
The Great Commission is not a great suggestion. And we certainly do not want it to be the great compromise in our lifetime.
Yes.
Because that's where the next generations will look to us. And I think that's where the importance of discipleship.
Yeah.
I think that's one. I think we are in a history of mankind, if I can go back there.
Really showing your age here.
I think COVID has really shifted a lot of things. I think COVID has shifted a lot of things in life. Whether you're working, whether you're studying, whether you're a businessman, you're a parent, or it has affected a lot of things. And I think COVID has also brought about an impact into the church, whereby some individuals who may have gone to church for different reasons might not find church that attractive anymore. Or they might not think that they want to be part of a church community because how COVID has changed things, and then the things that normally draw us in are no longer there. So I think that there comes a point whereby why this is so crucial for us in this juncture, I guess for church in general, I think, not just for our church, is to really bring back the essence of what discipleship is about. I think for a church like us, we've been talking about discipleship for many years. I think this year is a reinforcement of who we are. And I think over the many years we have seen maybe different principles of discipleship, different models, different people have brought in different ideas, and that could have brought about some maybe confusion. And maybe of what discipleship is really about. And we hope that DiscipleShift, this series, will help us maybe get us back onto the same page. Get us back onto the same passion. Get us back to the same value of that this is what we value. This is not just what we say, but this is who we are. And I think that's crucial. For individuals, we live in a world of entitlement, a world of a lot of privileges, a world where sometimes we get to enjoy privileges before responsibilities. And I'm not here to say this is right or wrong. This is just where things are at. And I think and so sometimes when I talk to people, the vibe that I get is when people walk with Jesus is sometimes there's more on what's in it for me. And I think that's where I think there is maybe a misconception. Because if I can just summarize the words of Jesus throughout the things that he has said, is come to him, know him, follow him. And so it's about come, know, and follow. And there's nothing much about what's in it for me. So I think now, and having said that, that doesn't mean that when we walk with that, it's all tough and hard life. There's nothing in it for us. There is something in it for us. There are things in it for us, but we can't shift that to make that the first reason why we want to follow Jesus. It should be come, know, follow me, and then I think we'll begin to experience what's in it for me. And I believe that's why we have DiscipleShift, because we want to shift perspectives. We want to shift the value. We want to shift the conviction. Maybe we want to shift, I guess, our life direction as well as we look to Jesus. And I guess that's the heartbeat of the church. It's not about pointing people to us to say how good we are. We're all about pointing people to the cross to say how incredible he is.
That's right. And the reward is the following.
That's right.
The reward is the walking.
That's right. Oh, that's great.
Dave Kraft said that.
Thanks. Fanboy.
But that's the reward. So I mean that's great. By the way, on location, so you might hear some of Pastor Josh's ranch audio.
Fourth kid.
Four, so quick. Sorry, that was really great. That's a great word. So I think like going back and listening to that would be really helpful. When you're talking about, I guess, that disconnect between how we perceive our discipleship to be, and also just the reality of how God wants us to follow him. I think that's sort of the crux of what you're talking about, right? So how do you see that, I guess, playing out, right now in, obviously you mentioned like COVID, and, many people saw COVID as a setback, in faith. How do you see, these things interact? Like, do you think COVID set the church back, or do you?
Yes, certainly it has set back the church in, I guess, the momentum of the different things we want to do, the things that we did pre-COVID, and things that we have to put on the shelf. I think, yes, there is a setback. But at the same time, I think COVID reveals the local church, reveals the real situation of the local church. Because we can no longer hide behind flashy lights. We can't hide behind Sunday service attendance. We can't hide behind, how many people follow us on Instagram, how many people follow us on this and that. We can't hide behind all these things. We can't hide behind photos or videos and things that may or may not have shown the real picture of of I guess the local church.
Yeah, sure.
And so I think for us as a local church, COVID has shown us some of the things that that's where we are.
Yeah,
that's good, and also there are some parts which we are like, oh wow.
Yeah,
it's like looking in the mirror and then thinking that you're great looking, and then like yourself, and then you look in the mirror and then you see unkempt hair.
Sorry, which one am I?
Nose hair sticking out and all those things, and you're like, all right, that's bad. You know?
I should have had a trim.
So I think COVID yes, setback, but I think it shows us who we really are, and I think what we need to do to get back.
So can you speak to the person, because I guess that's where some of us are at. You know, we felt like there was like maybe momentum in our lives or whatever. All of a sudden, you know, our life was thrown upside down. Our what was consistent in our lives is no longer consistent, or you know, we thought we were doing very well, but we're just struggling. You know, struggling to get to church, for example. I know that's an issue right now, or struggling in, you know, like we're just not where we thought we were or where we thought we should be. Like, what would you say to that person who's in that season?
I think we've got to get back to just get back to the simplicity of loving Jesus and loving His church. We can put all kinds of tools and mechanisms in, but I think if you start from there and to love what He loved, to love what He sacrificed for, I think that's a great start. That helps us to appreciate the church despite her imperfection, despite our unmet expectations, despite maybe all the different things that we have to maybe fight through. I think that just loving Him and loving His church again, I think that's a starting point. Making a choice of love. Loving someone is our choice. Loving something is our choice. So it comes from us. No one can force us to. So I will say to different individuals, get back to loving Him. Start loving His church, and just get back to the church community and start from there.
Great word. Great word. Thank you. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, what you just said about this journey of following. You know, it is a journey. It is a lifelong
pursuit.
Journey. Great. Tell us about, you know, yourself and your story, and maybe that would encourage some of us, or hopefully it should. How was your journey of discipleship, you know, growing up? You know, if it matters so much to God, and you know how we mature. Let's start with, you've been in church for about 25 years. You were very young when you came to the church.
24 years.
Oh, 24. I'm sorry. Fire my research assistant. 24 years. All right. So if you were to walk into the church, if you, like, if little Joshua came into the church now, and old Joshua was, let's just talk about the science fiction alternate reality. Okay. What are you seeing? Like, who do you see?
Who do I see?
Yeah.
What was I
like? So we're
like?
having this conversation.
What was I like when I first came to church?
Yeah. Oh man, this Joshua guy just came into church.
Okay.
What's he like?
What was he like when I first came to church? Younger.
Okay.
Younger, slimmer. Same looks.
Okay, yeah. Slowly getting deeper in this.
Same looks. Proud.
Okay. Why would you say that? Why proud?
Impulsive. Yeah, I think. I think that's the start. Proud, impulsive.
Give us some examples of this
Pride.
proud, impulsive young man who was slim but looks the same.
Impulsive as in, I would just do things. I would just get stuck into stuff, and I will say things without thinking. I will.
What have you said without without thinking?
Just criticize people.
Oh,
Make fun of them.
I can't imagine.
Talk about their looks and things.
Wow.
Impulsive,
Wow.
Not
Compliment them on their looks.
Speaking without thinking. Yeah, I think that's one of the characteristics of a sanguine.
When I first came to church, I used to get you confused with another chap who was your mentor at one stage, I believe.
Who's that?
Beng.
I
used to not be able to tell the difference
Yep.
until one day I realized one of you would shush me in class, like, shh, stop talking. And the other one would always muck around. Do you know which one you were?
Muck around?
Yeah. Obviously I liked you, Okay, so proud, impulsive, speaking, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I was.
Yeah. And why proud? Like, what was the...
Maybe just thinking that I've got the skills, I've got the goods, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what I need to know.
Wow.
Or don't... Yeah, if you don't step into my territory, I won't step into yours.
Really? Do you have any stories of this? I'm sure people want to hear more about this.